Hello. I guess I should start with where I come from. You see, I come from a small town. I don't want to name it off to you, but just keep in mind that it was a small town. I grew up with a nice family. Always had dinner on the table. The parents were fine. Didn't really see much of the other parts of the family, but we were close-knit, as you would say. But what led me down my road to how I got here was when I was in the 10th grade. I met a friend, or who I thought was a friend, and his name was Timmy Singletary. Yep, I hadn't spoke his name in a little while, so it's really hard to push it out of my mouth sometimes. But Timmy Singletary grew up elsewhere, not from where I was from. So he brought in a new sense of, he was different. He comes from a different culture, and I was interested. He lived with his mother. He said he never met his dad before. But Timmy, he took me under his wing, and he would have me go down and to the graveyards, and we'd dig up the bodies. I never really liked it very much, but I just wanted to seem like a good friend to Timmy. And he said that's what they did back at their old place, but where he grew up. But I went along with it, and we got in a little trouble, and my parents were very upset with me, and they said I couldn't hang out with Timmy, but I really wanted to hang out with Timmy because he was the best friend I ever had. He always looked after me, even though he wasn't exactly the right moral avenue for my life. But I'd sneak out at night, and we'd meet up and smoke a cigarette and all that, and talk about stuff, and at least we saw each other at school, where we didn't have to be secret. But what eventually led to my biggest downfall, and why I'm sitting with you here today, was he really put me on a path of sin, which started with the graveyards, which is a very dark place, and I found myself in several dark places after that. I don't much like this prison I'm in, but I'm happy I get to talk in this recorder about my story. But after the graveyards, he liked to fight. He was aggressive. So we would pick on some younger kids, and a few times we beat them pretty bad. I did get a lot of joy out of that. I knew it wasn't right, but it was just what I felt was the right thing to do at the time. So that escalated into me and him would try to have relations with some females, and he would try to have relations with me sometimes, and since it was Timmy, I just let it happen. I didn't say no word to really stop it, but he did, and I never really much enjoyed it. And so, he said I was I was big, I was too big, and he liked him a little younger, and so we'll go down and scope out the kids down in the playgrounds. He said he didn't care if it was a girl or a boy. He just liked them because they were feeble, he said. He used the word feeble to describe them. I'm so sorry for all this to those children. I didn't understand, man. I should have stopped it. But I'll finish my story. Timmy and I would become friends with him before we went and raped him and hurt him real bad. We never wanted to kill any of them. We just raped them. I had to look at a magazine in order to stay erect for the children. But he was very vigorous with it. There was one girl